The Motorola Live event meant to announce their flagship devices, including the Razr 2022, was canceled abruptly this morning. No prior notice given, just, hey, sorry, it's not happening today. Stay tuned to our social media outlets for information on the latest products, which is bizarre. We're not talking about some fly-by-night operation. We're talking about Motorola, and when you're discussing their biggest releases of their calendar year, it gets even stranger. And I was looking forward to hearing about the Razr 2022. It was rumored to have some outlandish specs, but also to bring the price down to something a little bit more digestible, much like the Flip 3. And I was eager to get some competition going in that price range for foldables, because the Flip knocked foldable technology down into the $1,000 price range. Now let's get some competition going inside the United States at that price range. Because when the first Motorola Razrs came out, foldable technology was, you knew you were overpaying for it, you either wanted it and you were paying that $1,500, $1,600 plus, or you didn't want it and you realized you just weren't going to get it. But the Flip 3 opened up this kind of new tranche of consumers that understand that they can afford and attain foldable technology, and they're willing to shop around a little bit. They want to make sure they're getting their money's worth. And that, newsflash, competition is a good thing. So to have Samsung and the Flip challenged a little bit and pushed a little bit would not have been the end of the world. But it seems like Motorola has taken a page out of the Nokia school of management and claw your way back to some sort of relevance inside the United States and then shoot yourself in the foot. Unbelievable. That is beyond bizarre. And you could see overseas what the benefit of having these multiple devices are. Oppo N, okay, Oppo Find N, fantastic device. You got the Vivo Fold, you got the Huawei Mate devices, then you have Samsung overseas. There's a lot of options there on the bigger foldables, and that drives competition. Your Oppo Find N did a little something different. The Vivo Fold did something completely different, giving you a huge outer screen experience on that device that made it almost like you're using a regular phone and then folding up to a massive internal display. So competition, different angles, stuff like that really plays a huge part in innovation, and I was so eager to get it kicked off because I do believe if Motorola were able to deliver on the specs that had been leaked and had been up to 18 gigs, some stupid RAM number, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus, I believe, 512 gigs of internal storage. It was just ridiculous. And coming in at a really attractive price range, it was either $1,000 or $1,100 were the rumors. So for them to just straight up cancel it the day of, little strange. But let me know if that was something that you were waiting for, you consider. Now would you use a Flip and be more interested in something like the Flip 4? I had been really pleased with what Motorola had been doing. Like I said, they kind of clawed their way back into relevance, especially when you're dealing with mid-tier devices. I didn't necessarily like that the Moto Stylus 5G for this year. I thought it was a little overpriced for what it provided, but the regular Stylus G, the Stylus Moto G, was fantastic. Really great for $270. I thought a lot of the power devices, a lot of people like those. They're gotten some competition in the mid-range that in the United States we just don't have. We just don't. And a bunch of people talk to me when I do these videos and say, oh yeah, but the Vivo this and the IQOO this and that. I get it. I understand. I don't live in a vacuum. I see these videos. I get the reviews of the other devices. I see they look fantastic. I sit there on GizTop for hours saying, oh geez, the Oppo Reno 8 Pro looks like a phenomenally made device. Fantastic for $600. Super excited about that, and I'd pick that one up. But I'm talking to people who would only be able to use it on T-Mobile, not even really sure about whether they're going to get full 5G compatibility on T-Mobile. AT&T people can't use it. Verizon people can't use it. It's not an option. So when I talk about these devices needing competition, you come back at me with the Vivo and the Huawei and this. It's not available in the United States. It's just not. It's not viable. You might be able to get them on GizTop. You might be able to use them on T-Mobile, like I said. Maybe Mint Mobile, maybe Metro PCS. But to the general consumer just walking into a store, wanting to get something from Best Buy, wanting to get something from AT&T or Verizon, our choices are incredibly limited. So it was nice to see Motorola come to the plate and say, all right, you know what, we'll do a little something here in the mid-range, much like Nokia was doing before they disappeared. I understand they're still putting devices out in Europe, but they really haven't made any noise here because they were so disappointing. Those Nokia devices, I liked them at first, but the support was bad. They didn't even give you the support that they promised, and then they cut off support entirely and said, hey, you know what? Don't worry about that. Buy a newer device from us. You'll like the experience much better. No. Unless you're giving me a partial refund on the devices that I already purchased, don't tell me that you're not going to give me the support you promised and to buy something else because it'll be better. Oh, that's nice. That's convenient for you. So for Moto to step in, I'm thinking they brought competition to the mid-tier. Maybe they'll bring competition to foldables, kind of push Samsung a little bit, because the Flip 3 was a perfectly fine device. I love the price range. I love what they did with the design of it. The 4 looks like it's going to be a little bit more of the same. So to get kind of that nostalgic Moto design rather for the Razr, but also a more usable outer display, you can type back messages and simple responses, send back certain things on notifications with the outer display on the Razr. Can't really do that on the Samsung. They're going to make it a little bit bigger, I think 0.2 inches bigger this year on the Flip 4 than it was on the Flip 3, but still not something you want to type on and really be putting notifications back on. The Moto Razr you could. Much more usable outer display. So I was curious to see what they had come up with. Nothing. Strange. Are you going to wait? Are you going to reserve that Flip 4? Link will be in the description if you want to do that. Or are you going to wait and just say, you know what, I'll see what Moto comes up with? Will you trust them at this point? Little strange. Let me know in the comment section below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.